I'm still here. Uh, did you want to dive into the fear part, or were you thinking about the social media side of things?
Hello, Maya.
Hey, you're back. Did you want to keep talking about overcoming fear, or is there something else on your mind?
No, I discuss about the same topic, how to overcome fear and take bold steps in life.
Fear usually comes from the unknown, right? For me, the best way to handle it is to stop looking at the giant leap and just focus on the very first small step. What's a specific area where you're feeling held back right now?
I also think the same. Uh,
Since we're on the same page, let's
yeah.
get practical. What's one thing you've been wanting to do, but that fear is keeping you from starting?
Can you help me in knowing how can I distinguish between a rational fear that protects me and an irrational fear that is simply holding me back from a bold career move?
Usually, rational fear is about a real, immediate danger, like not walking down a dark, sketchy alley alone. It's a physical warning. Irrational fear is more of a what if story you're telling yourself. It's usually about judgment, failure, or something that hasn't actually happened. If the fear's happening in your head rather than in the room with you, it's probably the kind that's holding you back. Does that distinction make sense for what you're feeling?
Yes, it does. In your analysis of human behavior, what is the most common reason people choose comfort over growth, even when they are unhappy?
I think it's because the devil you know feels safer than the devil you don't. Humans are wired for survival, and our brains often mistake familiarity for safety. Even if you're unhappy, that unhappiness is predictable. Growth, on the other hand, is unpredictable and requires you to face the possibility of failure. Most people would rather be comfortably miserable than uncomfortably uncertain. Do you feel like you've ever fallen into that trap?
Yeah, uh, sometimes I think I also get trapped. Can you help me reframe the concept of failure into a data-driven learning opportunity? And how should
Think of
a
it
leader view a setback?
to reframe failure as data. Stop asking, why did I fail? And start asking, what specifically didn't work here? Instead of seeing a setback as a wall, see it as a map that just told you, don't go this way, try the other path. It takes the emotion out of it and turns it into a puzzle to solve. As for handling a setback, the best way is to give yourself a strict grieving window. Be upset for a few hours or a day, feel it, but then set a timer. When the timer goes off, the emotion phase is over and the analysis phase begins. Do you usually let setbacks linger for a long time, or are you quick to bounce back?
If I want to take a bold step but feel overwhelmed, what are three or four micro actions I can take today to build momentum?
First, just write the bold step down on paper. Making it physical makes it real. Second, break it into the smallest possible pieces. I mean, ridiculously small. Third, do the easiest one of those pieces right now, even if it only takes 2 minutes. And fourth, set a specific time tomorrow to do the next tiny thing. Which one of those feels the most doable for you right now?
I think
I'm
writing and starting with small steps.
That's the way to do it. Once you get that first tiny win under your belt, the momentum usually takes over. Do you have your diary nearby to jot it down?
No, uh, it's
No
uh,
worries.
it's
Whenever
not
you get a
very
chance to
usual
grab
that I
it,
use a diary. I just take a piece of paper and start writing on it what I am going to do uh, regarding
That works
any task.
just as long as it gets the thoughts out of your head and onto something physical, the paper and pen approach is perfect. What's the first tiny thing you're going to write down?
Um, Another
Take
question.
your time. I'm
And
all ears. What's on your
it's
mind?
very important. But much of our fear comes from worrying about what others think. How can I detach myself from my professional personal brand?
The trick is to realize that most people are way too obsessed with their own lives to actually spend much time thinking about yours. We all imagine there's a spotlight on us, but everyone else is just worrying about their own spotlight. To detach, try shifting your focus from how will they see this to does this align with the person I want to be? If you're acting based on your own values, other people's opinions just become background noise. Does the idea of others judging you feel like a loud noise or more like a constant hum in the back of your mind?
Can you help me visualize the cost of standing still and what happens to a person's potential over 5 years if he never take a risk?
Imagine yourself
Hmm.
5 years from now
Hmm.
in the exact same spot. Same routine, same frustrations, same what ifs. The cost isn't usually a sudden crash, it's a slow fade. You don't just stay the same, you actually lose a bit of your spark because you've proven to yourself that your fear is stronger than your ambition. That leads to a specific kind of quiet resentment toward your own life. You end up watching other people take those risks. And instead of being inspired, you feel a pinch of regret. The risk of failing is temporary, but the risk of standing still is a permanent loss of potential. Does that image feel more frightening than the risk of taking the leap?
You are absolutely right. I'm really not doubtful
It's
about anything you said.
I'm glad to hear you're feeling confident. So, where does that leave us? Ready to pick up that piece of paper and start?
Anyway, what daily mental habits do you recommend for building the courage muscle so that taking bold
I'd
steps
say
becomes a habit rather than a one time event?
just two things. First, micro bravery. Do one small thing every day that makes you slightly uncomfortable, like sending an email you've been avoiding or speaking up in a meeting. It trains your brain to realize that discomfort isn't dangerous. Second, an evidence log. At the end of the day, write down one time you felt fear, but did the thing anyway. When you look back at a list of wins, it proves to you that you're capable of handling the stress. Does that sound like something you could fit into your day?
How can I stay bold and decisive when I don't have all the answers or a guaranteed outcome?
Except that you'll never have 100% of the information. If you wait for a guarantee, you're not taking a bold step, you're just following a map. Instead, trust your ability to pivot. Being decisive isn't about knowing the destination perfectly. It's about trusting that if you hit a wrong turn, you're smart enough to figure out a new direction on the fly. Do you tend to overthink the details before making a move, or do you just freeze up?
Thank you so much, Maya. I believe that this talk will help me and the viewers to overcome fear and take bold steps in our lives. Thank you so much.
You're so welcome. Anytime. I'm glad we could dive into this. You've got this. Talk soon.
Sure, we will talk another time with another topic very soon.
Sounds like a plan. Got it. I'll keep it very slow and clear for you.
Yes.
See you next time.
Okay, take care. Bye.
You too. Bye.